On.
And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood show all about premium cigars. How's that? Is that better?
Perfect.
All right, well, that's better. So, welcome back. I don't know if it's going on, but okay.
Take two.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
So today we're smoking tissue paper.
Yes. Actually, I didn't take mine off. We're smoking the Rey del Mundo Oscuro cigar. Comes in tissue paper, and it's a very dark cigar.
It is very dark. It is an old school Honduran Maduro cigar. The wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf. The binder is Ecuadorian, and the fillers are all Honduran.
That's not what I heard. That's not what I saw. I saw it's a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. I didn't see what the binder was, but the fillers were Honduran, Nicaraguan, and Dominican.
Then somebody changed the blend and forgot to tell me.
Oh, okay, that's possible. But I saw that on one of the websites. That's what the blend is. They didn't say what the binder was. So I guess it's obviously one of those. So this is one of the reasons we're smoking this cigar is that it's a very overlooked cigar in everybody's humidor.
That is true.
It's been around so long that people just see it and they forget it and they want to see what's new and whatever. But this is an unbelievably fantastic cigar. It really is. I love smoking it. So.
And it's been around for a long time.
How long has it been around?
Well, so long. No, actually, it's one of the oldest Cuban brands of cigars.
Is it?
Yeah, it was established in the mid-1800s by a German banker who was copying H. Upmann and thought it would be good to own a cigar brand.
Well, he was a German banker, wasn't he?
H. Upmann, yeah. So this other guy was copying H. Upmann.
Okay.
And built a cigar factory, which eventually got bought by Ramon Iones's family.
Okay.
Who were making a few brands at that point.
Mostly Partagas.
No, that's not Ramon Iones. That's
Ramon Iones. Yeah, look at yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
You're distracting me.
So
it was bought by the Iones family, which is most famous for the Ramon Iones cigar. And that is the oldest branded cigar in the world. So it wound up in their hands until the mid-1950s, when it wound up in Cuesta's factory in Cuba, not here.
Right.
Of Cuesta Rey fame. He was trying to sell the factory, Cuesta was, because he wanted to move here. And whoever was supposed to buy it bailed at the last minute. So Frank Yaneza from Villazon bought it.
Okay.
This is all still in Cuba.
Right.
And it wasn't until after the Cuban Revolution that it came out of there. And they were trying to set up a factory to make it in Honduras. And they didn't have the right manager to run the factory.
Okay.
And they recruited, and this is a surprise, the brother of Padron. Really? And he became the director of production for Villazon in Honduras.
All right.
Eladio. I think it was Eladio. Yeah, Eladio Padron.
Okay.
And then General bought that.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, they bought Villazon. Yeah.
General bought Villazon, which was El Rey del Mundo and Joyo de Monterrey and Punch. And then STG bought General. And then STG split and put this in the hands of Forged.
Wasn't there something in between there? General sold to, was it STG or was it like Swiss, like
Swedish Match.
Swedish Match? Swedish, I think so.
I'm not sure.
I think that's what happened. That was in like
and
the
then
late.
STG bought them.
STG bought them. Yeah. That's what I remember.
The cigar's been all over the map.
Yeah.
It's the bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well over 100, almost 150 years or so.
Yeah.
Wow. It's aged pretty well. I wonder if it was the same blend.
I'm sure it's changed
back
over
in the day.
years.
Yeah, right. I wonder what,
You mean
what the original.
when it was Cuban?
Well, obviously not Cuban, but when it came.
When it first came out to Villazone.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same. That'd be interesting. I mean, you'd have to go to STG to find out. But they're such bean counters, they probably wouldn't know.
Well, somebody has to know.
Yeah. Maybe the Padrones know. Who knows? Give me your first impression there, Moose. You've smoked
I've
these.
smoked a lot of these.
Yeah.
The reason why we're smoking it today, actually.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that is true.
It's always a good smoke. It passes the pinch test.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
a little soft, but it's not doesn't give a lot.
Right.
It's tasty. I'm getting notes of chocolate and up front. And I've been smoking this for a long, long time, and I think they're great. The prices are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Robusto, Paul and I are smoking the Robusto. It's only $6. I think it's, what did I say, $6.19?
Something
It's only
like that.
$6.19.
And you get a tissue to blow your nose
Exactly.
as a bonus.
Exactly right. The Toro size is $6.50, and Moose is smoking the biggest one, and that's $8.19. So
They're very reasonable.
yeah, very reasonably priced,
wine.
and it's tremendous. I'm getting a very earthiness taste from it, and I'm getting also hints of cocoa. I'm getting a little bit of pepper on the front of my tongue.
Just a bit.
Yeah, on the front of the tongue. What about you?
There's an undertone that's very earthy, almost minerally. But what's on top of that is dark, sweet, like baker's cocoa powder. Is like the predominant, with a little sprinkle of spice on top.
I was
of
going
that.
to say cocoa, but now that you say baker's cocoa, yeah, because it is a little sweeter. Well, because of the Oscuro wrapper.
And the wrapper is so matte finished, it looks like there's no oil, although the flavor tells you otherwise.
Yeah.
But it almost has the texture in your mouth of baker's powder.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this, despite the darkness of the wrapper, which would turn a lot of people off,
Right.
it's not a very strong cigar.
No,
Not at all.
Not at all. I
Maybe
would say,
a 2.
yeah, absolutely. It's not even I would say mild medium. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so if somebody's looking for a Maduro cigar, if you're looking to try a Maduro or an Oscuro cigar, like something dark like this, and you're not a full-bodied cigar smoker, this would be the perfect cigar to smoke.
Yeah. It's a great way to transition into Maduro.
Into Maduros, correct.
It won't curl your hair or make it fall out.
Right.
Is that why Scott likes these?
That's right. Scott's not here. He's actually out in the fields.
He's
Literally.
He's outstanding in his own field.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's outstanding in AJ
Fernandez's field is right. So,
And he's got some beautiful fields down there.
yes, he does.
Problem is that the rest of the tour left him there.
Probably on purpose.
Yeah.
They knocked him out and left him. So I wish I could go on those tours. But such is not the
I
case.
went on those tours when they weren't tours.
When they weren't tours, that's exactly right. Now, I've been on tours. I'm just saying, I just don't have the time to do it. Scott has the time to do it. I just can't do it.
Is that a shot?
What?
Is that a shot?
At Scott?
Yeah.
That he has the time? No, he just hires people to work his stores for him.
So he has all
So he
the
has
time
all the
we
time in the
want.
world, yeah. So,
He's got all the time he can pay for.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, Moose, what would you pair with this to drink?
Funny you should ask.
Is that a nice segue?
I'm picking 5 Saints.
Really?
In Norristown.
In Norristown
Yes.
Distillery.
I'm staying close to home
Okay.
since I live in King of Prussia.
Yeah.
The 5 Saints Rare Pennsylvania Whiskey.
Okay.
It's 100 proof,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the kick as you're drinking it of 100 proof.
Really?
The 100 proof gets you later.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bourbon style where they do use charred number 3 oak, but they don't put it in barrels. They use, I guess, for lack of a better term, sticks.
Staves, they call them.
Staves, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
So,
Staves.
yeah, they
they
tank age it with staves.
Yeah, yes. And every 6 weeks they change them out, put new ones in there.
New staves?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So
What do they do with the old ones? That's what I'd be curious to find out.
They put them in cigar boxes. They cut them into perfect squares.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It would give a good aroma.
It
to
would,
it.
yeah. Yes.
yeah. So yeah, that's about all that. And like I said, it's even though it's 100 proof, it's still a very smooth sipping whiskey. It's just really good stuff.
Well, that's all I do is sip it.
Yeah. My wife
You don't do
wishes I
whiskey
would.
shots?
Not anymore. Not any less either. So, but,
Yeah, I hardly know anybody that did whiskey shots. They did
Oh,
tequila
absolutely.
shots.
No.
Or,
well, I did that too. It's just like did a lot of stuff.
the only way I ever
Rob's
did whiskey.
never met a liquor he didn't like.
Well, yeah, there's probably a couple. He doesn't.
Yes.
He doesn't like peated scotch.
I don't like that's exactly anything that has the word Scotch in it.
Just because when
You don't like
growing up,
Scotch eggs.
No.
You don't like Scotch tape.
He
That's the
grew
trick.
up thinking somebody peed in it.
Yeah.
By the
what I
way,
thought.
speaking of Scotch things, my father, who is 92, by the way, and is even more rebellious than I am, which might be kind of hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But he is. And, you know, he's in a, because of his girlfriend, he's in an assisted living place.
That doesn't sound good.
And,
Because of his girlfriend.
well, she's got issues. He's perfectly healthy.
So why
had a-
isn't she in the assisted living?
Well, because they live together.
Oh, okay.
It's his girlfriend.
At 92. That's
And-
awesome.
Yes, I agree. Anyway, now that I completely lost my train of so
Rebellious.
you know, you can eat in your apartment, or you can come down. There's a nice restaurant within the facility, and you can eat there. And he likes to wear shorts, so he goes into the dining room, and they tell him you can't wear shorts here. So you have to, you know, they didn't say what he had to wear. They just said you can't wear shorts.
I can see where this is going.
He bought a kilt. And he started coming down to dinner in a kilt, and they were like, well, what the hell are you doing? And he said, your own bylaws say you can't wear shorts. Well, these aren't shorts.
Rob was going somewhere else, I think. His mind was, anyway.
Kinda, yeah. Really? He came down, so now he wears a kilt.
He comes in formal attire just to rub their nose in it. So the kilt has suspenders, and he wears a dinner jacket over it. And he just laughs at them.
That's awesome.
That's his way, 100%.
Good
There
for
you
him.
I also have a beer for this too.
I was thinking of something else,
Yeah.
whiskey.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll do the
Of
we'll do the
asking
beer.
me
We'll
what
go-
my whiskey might be? Is that
No, we'll get it after his. We'll get
okay?
it.
Yeah, the beer is from Workhorse Saloon or brewery in King of Prussia.
Right.
It's called Clocked Out.
Clocked out.
Yes, it's a double IPA, and it comes in at a very robust 8.8.
Oh, very nice.
As a double IPA should.
Yes.
What would you pair with this, Paul?
Well, you know, I've been for a long time a fan of Breckenridge bourbon, which is distilled up in Colorado. And part of their big to-do is that they use glacier melt water to proof down their... But once in a while, they don't use any glacier water at all, and you wind up with barrel proof.
Okay.
And barrel proof Breckenridge bourbon is what I would recommend with this. It's 115 proof.
Wow.
But it drinks much smoother than that. It's a little bit sweet. It's got just enough rye to be spicy. And it stands up really nicely with this cigar.
Oh, okay. What about beer?
Well, I keyed off of the chocolatey flavor in this, and I went with Jenny Cream.
Yeah.
Because cream and chocolate is always a good combination.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know any cream ale that's better than Jenny. I've had a few others, but none that was... Jenny
that's my
is
dad's
like
drink.
the standard.
My dad used to drink that all the time.
Is he from upstate?
No, it's from Norristown.
Okay.
You know, the other day I sent you a picture of what I was drinking. I went to dinner on Sunday night. It was Wendy's birthday, so I took her to. She wanted to go to William Penn Inn, so we went to the William Penn Inn, and they have a list of drinks and stuff like that. And the bourbons they had all these different bourbons, and they were all right around the same price: $15, $14. A couple of them were $12, and the cheapest one was the best one, but I didn't get that. I got I got the Buffalo
Trace.
Buffalo Trace. We had a double shot of Buffalo Trace.
What was the cheapest one?
The cheapest one is absolutely by far the best one, Gentleman Jack.
And that was the cheapest.
It was the cheapest because Gentleman Jack is just so. Now it's only 80 proof, which is there's nothing wrong with 80 proof, but.
It's also double filtered in the charcoal.
Yes, and it's unbelievably smooth. That's the thing what I like about the Gentleman Jack. It's just so smooth, and it feels like you can drink a lot of it until, after you've had your sixth one.
Well,
you're kind of like...
You can do anything you want after you've had your sixth.
Yeah.
Dude, get a bigger glass.
I didn't tell you
that way you can tell the wife.
And the
look,
other
it's just
thing
one
is,
glass.
For whatever reason, the Jack Daniel's lineup has never been sucked into the crazy price secondary market. I mean, they have a few specialty things that are up there, but where general bourbon has been climbing like crazy, Jack Daniel's has stayed national.
There's actually only one of theirs that's you can't really even find it in stores anymore. Sinatra Select.
Yeah. But I was surprised. But I got the Buffalo Trace. It was $14 a shot, so I got a double.
And you can't go wrong with Buffalo.
No, it was tremendous. But it's still not as good or as smooth as the Jack Daniel's. But the Jack Daniel's was only $10.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I could have had three shots of that for almost the same price as the 2 shots of the Buffalo Trace. It's crazy. So what are you going to do?
It's not fair.
It is not fair. What are you going to do?
It's okay by me.
First world problems, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah. The prices of bourbon. So
outrageous, most of it.
Huh?
Prices of bourbon, it's outrageous.
Yes.
Unless you stick with the really old bottom shelf brands.
What do you think they're climbing?
Old Crow.
Old Crow.
One of the first.
One of the first. It was also the most popular one for a long, long time. That guy Crow, he was like a taskmaster in his distillery. He used to everything had to be perfect.
Was his name Jim?
I don't remember. Jim Crow, I don't think so. I actually thought about that for a second. No, I forget his name. But his first name. But yeah, his distillery is actually it's still there, but it's all broken down. But now I think Jim Beam owns it now, don't they?
Old Crow? I'm not sure.
Because they still make it.
It might be Heaven Hill.
Could be. I don't remember, but it is still made. But you're right. It is bottom shelf now. But at the time, it used to be the biggest selling bourbon out there, or whiskey out there. So, whatever. It's good.
Sold almost as well as bathtub gin, right?
Yeah. I don't like gin. My mom used to drink gin. Gin and tonics. Ugh.
I used to drink gin and tonics.
The reason I know I don't
lost
like
my
it.
taste for them 100%.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I just don't like them.
I never drank
Nope.
gin and tonic. I drank gin.
Love the tonic.
Couldn't stand a tonic.
Yeah. My mom
More
used
of a martini guy.
No, just give me a glass of gin.
Well, a proper
Well, that's-
martini
that's
is
all
a
it
glass
is.
of gin where you whisper vermouth
over
the
top
glass.
of it, right? Exactly. She used to make me make her drinks. She would say, "Rob, make me a gin and tonic." I'm like, "Okay," and then I would have a sip of it and give it to her.
And you didn't like it.
Didn't like it. It's not any good.
My mom used to do that. I used to make her drinks. Till one day she says, "Make me a drink." And I went, poof.
You're a drink. You're a
And she
drink.
turned into a drink.
No, that's the last time she asked me to go get it.
My parents used to drink whiskey sours every night before dinner.
Really?
Yep.
That's it? That's the whole story?
That's all I have.
Funny how times have changed, though. I was telling a story the other day, and I'm 58, so we're going back 48 years or so.
Right.
Where we lived around the corner, 2 blocks on the left, was the liquor store. And every day my grandfather would get a bottle of Canadian Club,
Okay.
except he would send me. He would send me, I would have the money in my pocket. I'd walk in the store, the guy would take the money out of my pocket, wrap the bottle up in a bag, put it in my jacket, and send me or my brother back home with the bottle from my grandfather.
Nice.
Cool.
10 years old.
10 years old.
Now you'd be arrested.
Oh, absolutely. Wow. Same thing with cigarettes. People used to do the same thing with cigarettes. Go get me a pack of cigarettes. Well, I never did.
Or even go get me a cigarette.
Yeah. Used to go to the store. I never did because I never lived near a grocery store where my mom would say, go to the store and get me something. So.
We lived near a grocery store, but I was banned for life.
Seems to be a recurring theme in your whole life.
Yeah. Why were you banned for life from this grocery store?
You wear a kilt?
We're killed.
His grandpa could go out that day.
Actually, it was Wallbounds in Brooklyn.
Are they still there?
Well, Wallbounds, I don't know if that's even still in business or if
I
they
think it
got
is,
bought
actually.
up by
They're
one of
still
the
around.
giants.
So I guess you had the last laugh.
Well,
You're still around and they're not.
good point. So my mother and I are in Wallbounds. She's shopping. I say I have to go to the bathroom, which was in the basement.
Okay.
So I go down the creepy stairs into the creepy basement with those weird conveyor belt things where boxes come down. It was like a whole scene down there.
Past the corpses.
Yeah, I missed the corpses. So I go in the bathroom, and there sitting in the bathroom is a pack of cigarettes and a book of matches. And I was 5 years old. I was not the least bit interested in the cigarettes, but I was very interested in the matches.
Fire!
So I lit a match, and I tossed it into a pile of rolls of toilet paper. And when it flared up, I got scared and I left. And I found my mother in the checkout line upstairs, and we left. And the Wallbounds burned down. And they rebuilt it, and we went to go in, and the manager literally stopped my mother and said, "Mrs. Major, we just don't want your business anymore unless you're going to leave your son at home."
Really? That's a story. So you burned down the Walmart.
Yes, I did. I burned down Wallbounds.
Wow.
They changed the name to Burr Bombs.
And I could never go into that one again. At least they didn't have my picture and name on the wall and all
That's
the other.
true. Yeah, you could have gone to the other ones.
But yeah, it does join a long list of places I've been banned from forever.
Yes. And countries. What made you throw it into the toilet paper?
It was burning my fingers. So I
you just
flicked it away. And all of a sudden there was a big fire. And I was like, whoa, I got to get out of here.
Next thing, and you didn't think to tell anybody about it?
No, I didn't want to tell anybody. I figured I'd get in trouble.
I would have just said, hey, there's a fire downstairs. I don't know how it started, but there's a fire downstairs.
There's a fire downstairs.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, where's all the folks?
That's hysterical.
So for a while, until we found another supermarket to go to, we'd have to go to the local bodegas to buy our groceries, because the neighborhood was half Puerto Rican, so there were bodegas everywhere.
Oh my God.
But I loved going to the bodegas.
Really?
They had food that we didn't have. Mm-hmm. They all had, in the little opening above the door where now you would find an air conditioner, but back then people didn't have air conditioners in their stores, they would have radios. And they'd all be playing Spanish music out into the street.
Oh, okay.
And they all played the same station. So it was like there was music in the streets when you went to the bodegas.
Nothing wrong with that.
And the best thing of all was the nickel candy.
Yeah.
Which was, they had a bucket full of stalks of sugar cane.
Wow, okay.
And if you gave them a nickel, they'd take a machete and whack off a piece and shred it up with the machete, and you could chew on that all day like a piece of candy.
Wow.
I loved that.
I'm sure. No, what's not to love? Giving a kid
Sugar.
Pure sugar.
pure sugar.
And send them home.
I'm sure, yeah, exactly. I'm sure that your parents love that too.
Well, it's like that's the best part of being a grandparent.
Oh yeah, sugar them up.
The kids come over, you feed them Coke and Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola, not Coke. Coca-Cola and chocolate bars. And you send them home. All wired up.
No, you're not evil enough. You feed them chocolate, what's it called? X-Lax.
X-Lax, yeah.
And then you send them home.
No, that's only if I'm mad at the parents.
I'm always mad at the parents.
All right, Moose, let's give our final thoughts on this cigar.
Just a good cigar. I mean, it's reasonably priced. It smokes well. It's well constructed. Decent amount of smoke for those who are interested in that. Flavors haven't changed much.
Right.
It's very consistent all the way through. As you were saying earlier, you guys got Robustos and I got a Churchill, and it hasn't changed. 8.5.
Okay. Very nice. Paul?
Mine hasn't changed either. And for someone my age, this is like a classic cigar. This is what you think of, this flavor profile, is what you think of when you think of a good Maduro cigar.
Right.
Old school.
Yeah, it is absolutely old school, yeah.
And on that level, it works perfectly. The flavors have not changed. So I'm still getting a lot of earth, a little bit of mineral, a tiny bit of pepper, and a whole bunch of Baker's cocoa powder. I give it a 9, especially because of the price point.
The price point. Stop it, Art.
As for me.
Yeah, as for me, I just got a very distinct cocoa-y taste on the roof of my mouth, like in the soft palate in the back. That was really nice. I wasn't expecting that. I'm getting a little bit more pepper than you are.
Well, you retrohaled already, and I didn't do it yet.
So it's very, very nice. I like the cigar, and as I said, it's always overlooked. And even I overlook it. I know about it, and I even know that it's overlooked, and I still overlook it. but for no reason. It is inexpensive compared to a lot of the cigars out there today. I mean, your cigar is a Churchill. It's more than 7 inches long, and it's a 54. So it's a big cigar for like $8. What did I say? $8.19. $8.20. I mean, nowadays.
Yeah, in today's market, that's a very reasonable price.
Unbelievable. And the Robustos, if you're a Robusto, especially this time of year, going outside, you don't want to sit outside too long. Unlike me, I sat outside last night for an hour and smoked a cigar.
Well, it was a nice night.
It was beautiful. So, but $6, $6.19, $6.20 for a Robusto. I mean, and it's just a great price, and it's a really good cigar. I give it a 9 also. It's fantastic, especially like you said earlier, Moose. If you're looking to get into smoking Maduros, it's a mild cigar.
This is a must.
Yeah, if you're looking to try a Maduro cigar or an Oscuro cigar, which this is, you do yourself a disservice if you don't try it. It really is a great cigar.
That is true.
So,
speaking of smoking a cigar outside last night.
Say that again?
Speaking of smoking a cigar outside last night, which I did, walking the dog, and the dog sat down on my foot. And I'm standing there smoking my cigar, and the dog gets up and starts doing the scratching the ground thing.
Like he just peed or something?
Crapped on my foot, right on my shoe. I went home and I told my wife, I want to put this dog down. Crapping on my shoe is not part of the agenda.
Why the hell would your dog shit on your foot?
I think she was making a statement.
Like, I don't want to be out here?
Like, no, like I waited too long to walk her. I'll show you.
Wow. Yeah, my dog doesn't like the cold. So he's out there, he does whatever he has to do, and then he wants to right back in. Meanwhile, I'm still smoking a cigar. So I sit outside and listen to, podcasts.
If normally the only time I smoke outside is when I'm walking from my house to the car.
And that's
from
it?
the car back to the house. That's the only time I smoke.
You're outside.
Or if I'm grilling, which is, during the summer.
Yeah.
Otherwise I don't spend a lot of time outside. I smoke inside.
This winter hasn't been bad. I mean,
no, not really at all.
Stop that. I'm very distracted.
And we actually got some snow, so
it's still there.
it's got a tail.
And it grew a tail. Now it's going to break up over your ashtray.
So, well, thank you for watching.
We do have some events coming.
Oh, we have events?
Yeah.
What are they?
This Sunday, the 11th, during what's going on that evening, the big game. We're not allowed to talk about what it's called.
Well, we
have
can if it's not an ad.
Richboro, Colmar, and Doylestown in Pennsylvania, we have a big game watch party. And down in University of Parkway, there's one going on. So there's going to be food, festivities, raffles, all kinds of stuff going on.
The big bowl game?
The big bowl game.
You know what?
And then on Friday, February 16th at Oxford Valley from 3 to 7, there's a cut and light with Esteban Carreras. You can go out, Sean,
meet Sean Quay?
Yep. That's from 3 to 7 at Oxford Valley.
Oh, cool. Very nice. What were you going to say? You have to what?
I have to see if I can negotiate the right to stay here late on Sunday and have the game here too.
You want to stay here?
Well, if I'm going to have people hang out for the game.
Okay, you can do that.
If I can get permission from senior manager.
I'm sure.
No, not Art and Mike. I'm talking about
you mean
senior
you
manager.
and your wife?
Yeah, I got to get permission from her.
From the Almighty.
Well, from she who shall not be named.
That's
No,
cool.
she hates it when
would
I
have
come
to do-
late.
I would have
That's
to
all.
do the same thing, but for different reasons. Because my wife would turn around and says, "You're going to watch the game with me?"
Yeah.
No, Mindy's not likely to say that.
No, that's what Rose would say.
So who are you picking this week? Just straight up, no
KC.
points. Kansas City.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I'm a Kansas City fan, so
Well, I heard Taylor Swift is going to come out in a cheerleader's uniform
Man.
and distract San Francisco.
Couldn't. There's nothing less that I would rather do except watch a basketball game. I would rather watch that than a basketball game.
I saw, and I don't know who posted it, but there was a post on Facebook that said something like, "Here's what I'd rather do than see her one more time."
Yeah.
And he was holding a bottle of Tabasco and holding his eyeball open to drip the Tabasco.
That you know what? That doesn't bother me. I just don't care.
Right.
So, I mean, they're going to show somebody anyway. So what's the difference? I don't
So
care.
it could be her.
Yeah.
She's not ugly.
No. But I don't care. But I'm a Chiefs fan. So last year I was in a quandary when the Eagles played the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a quandary.
Yeah. So, but I'm happy the Chiefs won their 3rd Super Bowl, which was nice. So, and they'll win their 4th one this year. I just hate San Francisco.
This would be the 3rd if they win.
This will be their 4th if they win.
It would be 3rd for Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. But they won
won way
right,
back.
Right. Yes, correct. I'm sorry.
With Hank Stram.
Hank Stram.
Hank
Yeah.
Stram was
Yeah.
the head coach back then.
And Len Dawson,
Oh, boy.
Ed Podolak. I love
Super
those
Bowl
guys.
4 to be exact.
Super Bowl
Right after
4.
the Jets,
Yep,
yeah.
and they beat the Vikings. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, and
We'll see you next week.
we'll see you next week. Go Chiefs. Ciao for now, everybody.
Smoke often and smoke happy.
Smoke them if you got them.